Gavin, not our most polished performance, but given the frequency of games, a very important result with a 1-0 win this evening.
Yeah, it is massive. I think we probably all agree that we should have been out of sight even before we scored. And when you're only 1-0 and you're there, teams are going to have a go at you, and so they did the last sort of few minutes, and we've had to rely on Reece to pull off one very good save near the end there. But it's a story really of not necessarily taking our chances, not being the prettiest of nights, never was going to be, not the prettiest of football, but we've got through it. We've got through it, and it's we probably should be a lot more comfortable, but we're not, and we've come through it 1-0, and we've come what we're taking away what we came to do. And that's to keep racking up the points as much as we can, and give ourselves a chance. It's another one chalked off basically in what's going to be a very difficult run-in.
As you say, we're slightly profligate in front of goal. How much do you think fatigue played a part in that?
It shouldn't have played much of a part. I mean, obviously there was a few that played Tuesday, but I believe they played Tuesday. So it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been a factor, and I don't think it was. I just think we weren't great in front of goal today. You get those days, and when you get those days, it's important that you keep a nil at the other end, and we've done that. Not going to apologise for Reece pulling off a save near the end, because that's what he's there to do. He's a good goalkeeper, and he can do that. So, it's a clean sheet. There's lots of positives to take from it. We've now got to be a punishing schedule to go less than 48 hours time. The boys have got to look after themselves, reprogram, recoup, and look to what will be another difficult game.
I think it's the most advanced I'd seen Scott Thomas play in quite a while. Was that a deliberate decision?
Well, we just felt that in the first half we were too strung out. Certainly we were too strung out, and what we had was three units. Defensively we were sitting too deep. That made it a little bit more strung out in the middle of the park, and obviously Marcus up top on his own, and what that equates to is too many long balls and too many straight balls, and I really wasn't happy about how we were playing at half time. To get ourselves a little bit more up the pitch, get Scotty a little bit more up the pitch, then we can start to find passes into Marcus it was, and then later Cassie, and then start to get the balls wide, etc. And it became a lot more fluid from our point of view.
We didn't catch up with you on Tuesday evening, obviously a very different side that ended up beating Lantwick Major. What were your impressions from that game and the squad that featured?
Oh, man, I'm massive delighted with that, because we go into it, we have today in mind, we have Saturday in mind, we've got to look at the bigger picture, and whereas I was actually confident that we would still win the game, you're putting together basically a team that is thrown together in some respects, a few square pegs in round holes, no relationships on the pitch, from that point of view. And all of a sudden what you've got is a team that needs to go out, hit the ground running, and off they go. I wouldn't say we hit the ground running, but we were good enough to win the game, a little bit tight later on. But to put a young side out, to put some couple of boys that we're looking at, a few from the academy, and obviously some more seasoned people, your Herson Alves and people like that, came together nicely. Look, for me, it was massively important we won that game, because realistically we didn't really want to be going, down to Wales, not having it in our own hands, basically. So, for me, it was an important win.
Go to Margate on Saturday. It's going to come around very, very quickly, and I suppose parallels to tonight in that they're a team sort of fighting for their lives.
Yeah, very, very different tonight though. But we're going to play on a very different surface, and a very different sort of team that they've got down there. Look, I've said it so many times about this league. Overall, it's the strongest league I've ever seen. Overall, you can't look at league positions and think, well, that's a gimme. That's just a given for us. We'll go down there because we're at the top end of the table, and teams necessarily aren't. Margate they've got good players, they've got a good manager, and they'll be good enough to go and beat us if we're not on our game. And we look at league positions tonight. I'm not saying it's a tight match. We dominate the match, of course. Don't take our chances, but Concord were probably always a threat in the ascendancy, and as I say, it's been a bit closer than it should have been.
Last time we spoke, we talked about potentially bringing some people in before the end of the month deadline. Have we managed to do that?
We have. We brought Ollie Turner in today from Aldershot, midfielder, ex-Spurs, so that might go down quite quite well with some of our supporters, or the majority of our supporters. You know, he's a young midfield player who's super talented in respect of he can play. I just felt that we needed a little bit more in that position. You know, this schedule is going to be punishing. You know, once we get Saturday out of the way, then we're Tuesday, and then we're Saturday, Monday. You know, it really is, and it's just important for me that within our engine room, we're going to need to add some resilience in there. You know, we've had Manny come in, and that's not, you know, it's not over in that respect. We're just waiting for the nod from Leyton Orient to bring him back in. But yeah, so important, and you know, I wouldn't rule out another one somewhere along the line, possibly. But you know, it's an important signing for me because it's a little bit more resilience in there.
Whatever squad we do put out, I believe that's 7 unbeaten now in the league. Best possible time, I suppose, to start putting together results like that.
Yeah, look, you know, we've use the term wobble, but you know, the turn of Christmas, you know, once we turned in the new year, we had some indifferent results, and I looked at those results, and we drew games that we should win, and we lost games that we should draw. So you know, just you fall in the other side of results on that respect. Yeah, I wasn't happy with what we were doing, and we've had to tweak it a little bit and change it a little bit, and we look a little bit better for that. So yeah, it's important that we do put a run of results together because, you know, if we're in the playoffs and there's so much hard work to do, so much hard work to do. We are at the moment, and if you are going to be in there, you want to be going in there with some momentum.
Let's hope that continues in Kent. Thank you, Gavin.
Cheers.